Maria Motel offers a brand new type of accommodation at Port Howard Farm. Since the ferry service has been up and running, and the trip scheme showed many residents the beauty of travelling within the islands, an accommodation shortage has been noticeable on West Falkland. This predicament led to the idea to open a transit stay in the middle of travellers' journeys from east to west.
It is the gateway, so people pass through, so they're on their way to somewhere. That's why I want it to be a motel rather than a hotel. Like, it is here for people to pass through, and it's slightly different to a lot of models in the Falklands where we are really relying on repeat custom, so it's quite price sensitive. And yeah, one way to keep price down a bit is not to do too much entertainment with them, literally come and stay and pass through really. Or if you're waiting 4 hours for the ferry, somewhere nice to have a cup of tea and look out the window really. It's a nice place to be. It's quite rewarding to eventually get to that point. I think it's pretty scenic around here. There's great hills to walk around, there's dolphins in the bay, there's still a bit of a war story too, little museums. At the north end of the farm is opposite San Carlos water, so there's crash planes and stuff if you're interested in that kind of stuff. There is quite a bit to do just in the local area really.
The building was originally an old bunk and cook house, which has been completely refurbished and redesigned. The work was scheduled around quiet times on the farm, primarily over winter, so the restoration took about 4 years until the doors could open to guests.
And we had a big building here that got to the point where I was probably knock it down or do this really. So it's built in 1933. There's one here and one at Hill Cove that are absolutely identical. I'm absolutely convinced that it was a warehouse. The floor is just so heavy duty, it wasn't built for people in my opinion. And later in life, my dad did some conversion in early 80s, I think it was before the war, and did some tourism from the ground floor. And then single men and sharers lived in it, and it became quite derelict. We rented it to the military when they were doing Anemoy, which is a mountaintop rebuild, for a couple of years as well. So there's been a lot going on over the years really. We have paid a couple of contractors to do various things, sort of like an electrician, stuff that had to be done properly. But we've done it with the people that live and work here. So most people that work here have lived here for years too. So it is sort of a community project really. It's nice to keep the place together really.
The Maria has just started welcoming customers and have recently introduced a local car hire at the motel. They eagerly await the arrival of their new chef for the café. However, the restoration that this historical site has seen is one to be admired and makes for a positively perfect stay on West Falkland.